Hello, I am Professor Kalpesh Patel, Electrical Engineering Department from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject name is Control System Theory of the BE 3rd year 5th sem, and the subject code is 3130905. Our first chapter is Introduction to Control Problem. This is the flow of contents from which all the topics we completed in our previous lectures. So except the last topic, block diagram algebra. So in this lecture we will conduct a block diagram algebra. So the need of block diagram algebra. If the system is simple and has limited parameters, then it is easy to analyze such a systems using the method discussed earlier, like a transfer function method. But if the system is complicated and also have the number of parameters are more, so it is very difficult to analyze it. So the block diagram algebra is the very important method to solve the complicated system. Block diagram fundamentals. The definition of the block diagram: it is the shorthand pictorial representation of the cause and effect relationship between the input and output of the physical systems. So it gives the relation between the input and an output of any kind of physical systems. So every block has the one input and one output. Now what is output? The value of the input is multiplied to the value of the block gain to get the output. That means output is the multiplication of the input signal and the gain of the systems or physical block. So here output is ys and input is xs and gain of the block is 3s. So output ys equal to input xs into the gain of the block, which is 3s. So output ys equal to 3s into xs. Now summing points. Two or more signals can be added or subtracted at a summing point. That means summing point add or subtract the many inputs which is given to the summing point. So here we consider the one summing point as the inputs 3 x, y and z and one output. So output is defined as the summation of the all input, but it depends on the sign. If the input given to the summing point is plus, then it will be added. If the input signal given to the summing point is minus sign, then it will be subtracted. So here x and y has the plus signs and z has the minus signs. So the output is equal to x plus y minus z. Now takeoff point. The output signal can be applied two or more points from a takeoff point. That means the point from which we take the signal, this point is known as the takeoff point, and the taken signal is given to the two or more points. Here takeoff point is this, and from which the signal is taken is z, and this z is given to different blocks. So this is one block, this is 2 and this is 3. Now what is forward part? The direction of flow of signal is from input to the output. That means if the signal is flow from input to the output, this path is known as forward path. Here RS is input and CS is output. Here arrowhead indicate that the signal flow in this direction. So from input RS to G1, G1 to G2, G2 to CS. So this path is known as the forward path. And the block contained in the forward path, this block is known as the forward path element. So G1 and G2 are the forward path elements. Now what is feedback path? The direction of flow of signal is from output to the input That means if the signal is flow from output to the input, this path is known as the feedback path. Here the signal flowing from output to the input is from CS to H1, H1 to the summing point. So this path is known as the feedback path, and the direction of the feedback path is reverse of the forward path, and the block contains in the feedback path is known as the feedback path element. Here H1 is the feedback path element. Now the block diagram reduction techniques. To reduce the block, there are 10 rules. So here we see first rule for block in cascade. Cascade, that means connected in series. So gain of the block connected in cascade get multiplied with each other. That means if the blocks are connected in cascade or series, then its gain is multiplied. So here we consider the example of the cascade connection of block G1 and G2 are connected in series. The input is RS and the output is CS. So if we solve these two blocks, so it become G1 into G2 because of these two blocks G1 and G2 are connected in series. So gain of these two blocks is multiplication of the G1 and G2. So the solution of this diagram is become this: RS equal to G1 into G2 CS. If we solve this block, the output CS is the defined as CS equal to input of the G2 block, which is the R1S, into the gain of this block, it is G2. So it become G2 R1S. But R1S is the output of the G1 block, so it is also defined as the input into the gain of G1. So for this block input is RS, so R1S is defined as RS into G1. So final representation of these two blocks CS equal to G1 G2 RS. If we solve this block, so CS is defined as the input into the gain of the block. So here CS is the output and input is RS and gain of the block is G1 into G2. So both are the same. So as this manner we can solve the two cascades connection of the block. So this is the reduced block diagram of the cascade connection of the two blocks G1 and G2. If more than two blocks, then it become multiplication of the G1, G2 and G3. So here we get G1, G2 and G3. Consider another example of the cascade connection of the block G1, G2 and G3. But between block G2 and G3, one takeoff point is taken. That means we cannot consider as all the three blocks are connected in cascade. Here only G1 and G2 are connected in cascade, but G3 is in not, we can say it is connected in cascade. So the equivalent circuit is not equivalent to G1, G2 and G3. It is only G1 and G2 are connected in its cascade, so its multiplication gain is G1 and G2, R1S as it is and G3 as it is. Now rule 2 for the block in parallel. If the gain of the blocks connected in parallel gets added algebraically, that means we consider the example of the parallel connection of the block G1, G2 and G3. All three blocks are connected in parallel. So by definition, CS equal to summation of all the blocks RS minus R2S plus R3S. But here R1S equal to RS into G1, and R2S equal to, here sign is minus, so here minus G2 RS plus R3S equal to G3 into RS, So if we take common RS, that means G1 minus G2 plus G3 and common RS. So CS equal to RS in the bracket G1 minus G2 plus G3. So the G1 minus G2 plus G3 is the algebraic sum of the all the block. Algebraically, that means the sign is considered. So if we reduce this block, so it becomes the input RS, output CS, and block gain is G1 minus G2 plus G3. So the output is defined as the input into multiplication of the. So CS equal to G1 minus G2 plus G3 is the gain of the block and the RS is input. So these two are same. So we can reduce this block in this manner. Now the third rule, eliminate the feedback loop. Now this rule indicates how to reduce the feedback path element. So here one forward path element from RS to ES, G and G to CS, and feedback path element is H, and flow of this feedback path is CS to H to BS. So RS is input, CS is output, and the output is feedback to the block H. So the input of the block H is CS and the output of the block H is BS. So here BS is compared with the input RS. So output of the summing point we get the one error signal ES. This error signal act as the input of the block G, and output of the block G is CS, which is also the input of the block H. So we can reduce this block in this manner. Here RS input and CS output. So solution of these blocks become G, which is the forward path gain G divided by 1 plus or minus G into H. So the output CS by RS equal to G upon 1 plus or minus GH. H is the feedback path gain and G is the forward path gain. Here sign is indicated plus and minus. So if input is minus, then here we put plus. If the input of the feedback path is plus, then we put the sign 1 minus GHL. So if here is minus and plus, so we can put here plus and minus, vice versa. Now we first consider the negative sign. So BS is connected to the negative of the summing point. So ES equal to the RS, which is plus sign, and minus BS. So ES equal to RS minus BS. Now CS is defined as the G into the input of the block G, which is the ES. So it is become G ES. But ES equal to RS minus BS. So G in bracket RS minus BS. So if we multiply G to the both of the element in the bracket, so G RS minus G BS. But BS, which is the output of the H, so it is defined as the BS equal to H into the input of the H. So input of the H is CS and gain of this block is H. So BS equal to gain into the input, so it is SCS. So CS equal to GRS minus G BS equal to HCS, so it is HCS. So if we take this at right side to CS plus the minus sign become plus, CS plus GH equal to GRS. Here CS is also remain in multiplication of with the G and HCS. So if we take common CS, so here 1 remains, so it is 1 plus GH and GH equal to GRS. So CS by RS equal to G divided by 1 plus GH. So CS by RS equal to G by 1 plus GH. So if here is minus sign, so here become plus. So in general, if the negative feedback path, the output of the reduced block diagram of this feedback path element becomes the G upon 1 plus GH. If we consider the plus sign, then finally it becomes the minus. Rule 4, associative law of summing point. The order of summing points can be changed if two or more summing points are in series. So here one consider the example. Here two summing point B1, summing point is red and another one is the blue. So we can interchange these two summing point if there is no any kind of block or a signal taken from between the two summing point. So these two summing point are connected in series, so we can interchange. So if we interchange these two summing point, to B1 become B2 and B2 become B1. Now we see if by interchanging the output will remain same for these two system. For this system we consider the X equal to the RS minus B1, which is connected to the minus, where CS equal to the X minus B2. So CS equal to the X minus B2. So CS equal to X equal to RS minus B1. So X equal to RS minus B1. X equal to minus B2 as it is. So the final output CS equal to RS minus B1 minus B2. If we interchange these two blocks, two summing points, so here become B2 and here become B1. So X is the summation of the RS minus B2. So X equal to the RS minus B2. Now CS equal to the X, which is connected to the plus, and B1 connected to the minus. So CS equal to X minus B1. CS equal to the X minus B1. So if we put the value of X from this equation, so CS equal to the RS minus B2, RS minus B2, which is equal to the X and minus B1. So if we compare these two equations, CS equal to the RS minus B2 minus B1, and here CS equal to the RS minus B1 minus B2. So both the equations are the same. So by interchanging these two summing point connected in cascade, if we interchange two summing point, output CS will remain same. So we can interchange the summing point. Now the fifth rule, shifting of summing point before the block. Here the block is G and the summing point is this. If we shift this summing point before the block, that means this summing point shift before the block here. So what we have to change to shift the summing point before the block? So the output if we shift this block, output will remain same. So what we have to change in the block diagram? So first we consider the summing point after the block, which is the output CS equal to the RSJ plus X. By shifting this summing point at before the block, the output should be remain same. So what we have to do in this summing point? So if we shift this summing point before the block, so here we shift this summing point before the block. So it is the gain is inverse of this gain G, which is multiplied to the input X. So at this point, inverse of this block is connected in series with the X. So if we solve this block, CS equal to G RS plus X by GS. Here input is RS and here plus. So if we multiply this become X by G, and here we get the RS plus X by G, which is the input of the block G. So if we solve this block, CS equal to G into RS equal to CS. So if we multiply this G into this G RS plus X by G into G, so G will be cancelled out and remain X. So CS equal to G RS plus X, which is same equal to G RS plus X. So if we want to shift the summing point before a block to the after a block, we have to apply inverse of the G in series with the input X. Then output CS will remain same. Now the shifting of summing point after a block from the before a block. Your summing point is connected before a block. So if we solve this system, CS equal to G into the input of the G, but input of the G equal to the RS plus X. So RS plus X into G equal to the CS. So if we multiply this G to this bracket, so it becomes GRS plus GX. Now if we shift this summing point after a block, so it becomes the X, which is multiplied by the gain G. So here X is multiplied by the gain G. Now if we solve this system, here we get RS into G, RS into G, and here we get input G into X. If we add these two equations, so RSC plus X into G, which is same. Now rule 7, shifting a takeoff point before a block. Here the summing takeoff point is after the block. If we shift this takeoff point after a block to the before a block, what we have to change in this takeoff point to remain the output CS in same in both the cases. So first we consider the takeoff point after the block. So CS equal to the G into the RS, and X equal to the CS, because the X is taken from the CS, so it is GRS. If we shift this takeoff point after a block to before a block, what we have to change in this takeoff point to remain the CS equal to the previous case. So if we shift this takeoff point after block to before a block, we multiplied the gain, forward path gain G. So here we consider the RS is input and CS is output. So CS is defined as input into gain. So CS equal to the input RS into gain G, and X is the, here input is RS. So X equal to the gain input X equal to G into the input RS, X equal to G into RS. So X equal to CS equal to GRS. Here CS equal to GRS and X is equal to GRS. So if we want to shift the takeoff point after a block to the before a block, we have to multiply the input X with the gain G to make the CS output equal to same in both the cases. And now vice versa, if it shift the takeoff point after a block from the before a block, so here takeoff point is at the before a block. If we want to shift this takeoff point before a block to the after a block, what we have to change in this block? So this block is multiplied by the inverse of the gain G, so it is the 1 by G. So by doing this, the output CS will remain same in the both the cases. In this case is CS equal to the RS into G, RS into G, and X equal to the RS, X equal to the RS. If we shift this takeoff point before a block to after a block at this, So CS equal to the G into RS. CS equal to G into RS. Both are the same. But X equal to RS, here we X equal to the 1 over G, which is the gain of this block, and input is CS. Input is CS. So it becomes CS by G. It becomes CS into 1 by G. But CS equal to R G RS. So G RS. So G and G will cancel out and remain only RS. So X equal to the RS, which is same as the previous case. Now consider the one example. Now solve this block diagram by the block diagram reduction technique. First consider the rule 1, which is applied only for the two blocks connected in series. So in this block there is no any two blocks which is connected in series, so we can't apply the rule 1. So rule 1 cannot be used as there are no immediate series blocks. Hence rules 2 can be applied if G3, G4 and G5 which is connected in parallel. So if the blocks are connected in parallel, so the equivalence of this block become the algebraic summation of the gain of the block which is connected in parallel. So it becomes G3 plus G4 plus G5. Here G3, G4 and G5 all are connected in parallel with all the have the signs plus, so it becomes the plus. So the equivalence of this block equal to G3 plus G4 plus G5, and G2 remain as it is. So this block become equivalent of this. Now we apply the rule 1. Rule 1 applicable for the series connection. So here G2 and G3 plus G4 plus G5, these two blocks are connected in series. So if we apply rule 1 for these two blocks, it become multiplication of G2 into bracket G3 plus G4 plus G5. So it is the multiplication of G2 into G3 plus G4 plus G5. And now we consider here these two blocks are connected with the feedback. So for these two blocks we have to apply the rule 3, which is the feedback path elimination rules. So apply here rule 3. Now rule 3, which is eliminate the feedback path loop, its general equation is CS by RS G upon 1 plus or minus GH. If here is minus sign, then it become G upon 1 plus GH. If here is plus sign, it becomes G upon 1 minus GH. So here is connected with the minus sign, so it becomes the plus. So G1 upon 1, here is minus the plus G1 H1. G1 upon 1 plus G1 H1. Now these two blocks are connected in series, so apply rule 1 for these series combinations. If you apply this, the multiplication is G1 into G2 in the bracket G3 plus G4 plus G5 divided by 1 plus G1 H1. Multiplication of the two gain and divide by 1 plus G1 H1. Now here H2 is the feedback path element. So solve to this, we have to apply rules 3, elimination of the feedback path loop. Here is sign is minus, so it becomes plus. So G1, this is the whole is G1 divided by 1, here is minus plus this block into H2. So here this block G1 divided by G2 and by 1 plus G1 H1. So by solving this we get this kind of equations. Now these two blocks, this block and these blocks are connected in series, so we have to apply rules 1 for block in series. So it become G1 into G2, G6, G3 plus G4 plus G5, 1 plus G1 H1 plus G1 G2 H2 in bracket G3 plus G4 plus G5. So this is the reduced block diagram. So the output is CS divided by RS equal to this. So CS by RS equal to the gain of the block. Now consider the one more examples. First check the rules 1. Here G1 and G2 are connected in series, so it become G1 into G2. Now these two blocks are connected in parallel, so it become G3 plus G4. So it is G3 plus G4. Here H1 is the feedback of this block, so remain as it is. Now we apply the feedback path elimination rule 3. If sign is minus, then it become plus. If sign is plus, then it become minus. So here is minus, it become plus. So G1 G2 divided by 1 plus H1 G1 G2. So G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 H1. Now these two blocks are connected in series, so it become multiplication. G1 G2 G3 plus G4 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 H1. Now apply rule 3, which is the elimination of the feedback path element. So this divided by 1, here is plus, so it become minus H2 and this, so it become this. So CS by RS equal to the gain of the block. Now consider example 3. Here no two blocks are connected in series and no blocks are connected in parallel. So here first we have to apply rules 3 for this block diagram. Here H1 is feedback path element and connected with minus. So while solving this block, we get G2 divided by 1, here minus, so you can plus H1 G2. So G2 divided by 1 plus H1 G2. Now we solve this block, so it is connected in series G1 this into G3. So G1 this block and G3, so it becomes the multiplication. So G1 G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2 H1. Now we solve these two blocks are connected in parallel. Now this is the, now this solve, it become this, but this is the parallel combination of the all this block, so it become parallel with the G5. So solving this, if we solve these two blocks parallel block, so we have to add this block G5 plus this block, so it become G5 plus G1 plus G1 G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2 H1. And G4, it is the series combination of the this block, so this is the G4 which is multiplied by this block, so it becomes G4 into bracket G5 plus G1 G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2 H1. Now this is the feedback path elements, so apply rule 3 to eliminate the feedback path element H2. So here is minus, so we put the plus. This block divided by 1 plus H2 into this block, so it become this. So output CS by RS equal to the gain. CS by RS equal to the gain as it is. Consider the example 4. Rule 1 apply for the series connection of the two blocks, but here no series connection of the any kind of two blocks, so we can't apply rule 1. Rule 2 apply for the parallel combination of the block. Here no any kind of the blocks which is connected in parallel, so we can't apply rule 1 and rule 2. Rule 3 is applicable to eliminate the feedback path. for this block we can apply the rule 3, which is the feedback path element. If we applied rule 3 for this block, so it becomes G2 divided by 1 minus, it becomes plus G2H2. So by solving this block, so I applied the rule 3, eliminate the feedback path H2. So it becomes G2 divided by 1 plus G2H2. Now we can't apply the rule 3 for elimination of the feedback path H1 because there is two summing points. So first we can't apply any rule 1, rule 2 and rule 3. So we have to shift this summing point at this and this point at this. So we can apply the rule 3 for G1 and H1. So to shifting the two summing point, we have to apply the rule 4. Now we can solve this block by two possible ways, by interchanging this summing point and also by shifting this takeoff point from before a block to the after a block. So there are two possible ways, by interchanging the summing point, and the second option is shifting the takeoff point after this block to this block. So what we do now, we apply the rule 4, which is the exchange of summing point. Now we exchange this summing point. The rule 4 states that if we interchange two summing points which are connected in series, there is no any kind of change, just we have to interchange, the output will remain same. So just we interchange the two summing points. So this one become here and these two shifted here. So by shifting these two summing point, if this summing point is shifted here, so this G1 and H1 is connected as the feedback element. So by applying rule 3 for this feedback path elimination, it becomes the G1 divided by 1 plus G1 H1. So it becomes G1 upon 1 plus G1 H1. So if we solve this block and this block which is connected in series, so if we apply rule 1 for these two blocks, so it becomes the G1 into G2, 1 plus G1 H1 plus G2 H2 plus G1 G2 H1 H2. Now what? Now which rule we applied? It is the block in parallel or it is the block in feedback path? So it is not connected in parallel because the direction of this path is reverse. So it is considered as the feedback path with the gain is 1. So we eliminate this feedback path by applying the rule 4. Apply by rule 4 to eliminate the feedback path. So here gain is G1 G2 divided by this, divided by 1 minus, it become plus, so 1 plus 1 gain of the feedback path into the gain of the forward path. So it become this. So output CS by input RX equal to gain. So in this PPT more 6 examples are given. Try yourself. I will send you PPT. 6. All the examples are given with the solutions. So try yourself and see the solutions. Now the G2 questions. First one, determine the overall transfer function for the system using block diagram reduction rules. The block diagram is shown in this figure. Use the block diagram reduction technique to solve the problem. Second one, block diagram reduction techniques to solve the. Third is also fourth and 5. So here we completed our first chapter, industrial control problems. From the next lecture we will conduct the second chapter, which is the time response analysis. Thank you.